Hey, 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 beautiful people. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, you guys. Listen, I've been struggling with trying to do both YouTube and Facebook and all that. Guess what, y'all? Y'all I already had StreamYard. So listen, I'm taking the stress out of all of this. So thank you for joining me today. I'm live here on Facebook and on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. I am your girl, Coach TaShon, your marriage communication coach. And I'm here to support you in bridging the communication gap in your marriages 7 years plus. So, what I need you to go ahead and do is make sure you subscribe to all platforms. I am TrinetteLCollier.com. I am Trinette L. Collier on YouTube, okay? Because that's where you will get all of this good stuff from, all right? So, listen, thank you so much for joining me. I am, like I said, your girl, Coach TaShon, here to give you some attainable strategies and steps to bridging the your communication challenge, to bridging that communication gap. All right. So I have my lesson plans. I have my lesson plans with it so I can bring it to you, give it to you. I need you to make sure you go ahead and get your journal. Get your journal. You can go to the dollar store. You can get a journal from anywhere, right? Take you some notes. Get your pencil or pad. I mean, pencil or pen, and let's get ready to take some notes. Take some notes. Listen, this is our second week of our 31-day journey. Our 31-day journey to bridging the communication gap in our marriages. And this month, we're diving into conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. Woo, that's a big one. But it's okay. This week we're going to discuss expressing our feelings clearly, respecting differences, excuse me, creating techniques for managing conflict, avoiding the blame game, and finding common ground to help resolve conflicts faster. These simple and attainable steps to bridge the communication gap, uh, they are very simple and very easy because what I tell you, I don't like stress. I don't want to be stressed. So I can't stress you and I don't want to stress you as a client, right? So I'm not going to stress you. I'm going to bring it to you as simple as we can bring it, as I can bring it, okay? But remember, in order for this to work, in order for all of these to work, you have to practice daily. Not next week, not when you get mad, not no, not next month. You have to practice it daily. Okay. So we have to continue to remember that. You have to do the work. That's what coaching is all about. That's what our relationship is about. I give, you take, I get. We're doing this thing together. Okay? We're doing this thing together. So listen, tonight we're going to talk about finding common ground so that it can help resolve the conflict a little bit faster than usual. So we're going to find that common ground while we're fussing or having a what you call it intense moment of fellowship. Right? And remember, I told you, you don't have to argue and fuss, you guys. You don't uh the communication, we don't have to fuss and fight. We don't. It's all in your communication technique, your communication style, all of that. So we don't have to do that. But we're going to find some common ground tonight. Okay. So get your pad, get your pencil, your pen. All right. Here we go. Here are 5 short and attainable strategies for finding common ground in conflict resolution for marriages 7 years plus. Number one, number one. All right. Yeah, you ready? Start with what you agree on. Start with what you agree on. What does that mean? Begin the conversation by identifying at least one thing you both agree on. It sets a positive and calm tone for your discussion, and it creates that foundation for finding more common ground. I'm trying to tell you, this works, you guys. This works. You're going to start with something that you agree on. And it could be as simple as, you know what? That sun is really hot today. Your partner is going to say, you're right. It is. It is hot. It's hot outside today. Right? That's something common, right? You both agreed on that one thing. You may think it's small, but it's actually huge because now it has set the tone for you both to be in that safe space with each other, and both of you feel comfortable to and open for a discussion, right? So you're just setting that tone because again, it's all about setting that, getting in that safe space for both you and your partner. This is not a competition. Your conflict is not a competition. You're not trying to figure out who's going to win first. That's not the purpose of it. Okay. So you're going to set that tone. You're going to find that common ground. All right. Start with what you agree on. It's okay. It's okay. If you say, you know what, I could use some ice cream right about now, your partner will be like, you know what? Let's go get some ice cream. Booyah. You agreed on something as small as getting the ice cream cone. How cool is that? And then you can start your conversation. You'll be able to ease on into it. Okay. So, number one, start with what you agree on. Number two, listen to understand. Listen to understand. Y'all know how we do. You know how we do. We're so ready to jump in. We're so ready to jump in with what we got to say, right? We're just ready for you to hear because what I'm saying is important. I forget what you got to say, but I got to get this off my chest. Nope, that's not what it is. Listen to understand. Commit to truly listening to your partner's perspective without interrupting will set that tone. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, understanding their point of view is key to bridging differences. That's it. I told you it's not hard. We just have to remember, I've been talking about active listening, right? You're actively listening to your partner. That's all that is. You're listening to understand where the conversation is going from and their point of view. That's it. You're actually sitting back. And if it's hard for you, remember I talked about sitting on your hands because sometimes we're so ready to like, okay, I want to say what I got to say. You have to step back and listen. You literally have to step back and listen to understand. Okay. Number three, meet in the middle. What does that mean? Be willing to compromise. Find a solution that incorporates elements of both of your perspectives, ensuring both partners feel heard and valued. Again, this is not a competition. You're not trying to win the argument. You're not trying to be right. You're not trying to show up on your partner. You're simply wanting to express something that you want to talk about, right? So, why not meet in the middle? Learn to agree to disagree on it. Okay. You remember I talked about that. You don't always have to agree with your partner. That does not mean that your partner does not hear you and does not value what you have to say. It just means that they have a difference of opinions and it's okay. It really is. Okay. Number four, focus on the big picture. Focus on the big picture. Keep the end goal in mind. A healthy, loving relationship, a healthy, loving marriage. Let that guide you and find the solutions that work for the both of you. Again, what is your ultimate goal? What is your end goal for this discussion? Are you trying to outdo your partner? Are you trying to win the conversation, the argument? Are you trying to show up and show out on your partner? What is your reasoning for this discussion? What is your end goal? Let me tell you, my end goal is for us to have a loving and respectful marriage, right? I don't want to fuss. I don't want to argue, especially about things that are really, really simple. I don't want to do all of that, right? So that's my end goal. So what does that mean? I'm going to do my part to make sure that our conversations don't flare up and end in such chaos that we go to bed mad over little stuff. Okay? Even the big things, even if you're talking about finances, if you're talking about the children, if you're talking about career changes, those can be intense topics. However, your conversation does not have to be intense and full of chaos and just ugly conflict. It doesn't have to be that. Okay. Number five, Express appreciation. Mm. Acknowledge the effort your partner is making to resolve the conflict. A simple thank you goes a long way in maintaining a positive atmosphere. What does that mean? Just simply tell your partner thank you. Thank you for having that discussion with me. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. And again, don't be sarcastic with it, right? Because sometimes especially wives, we can be a little sarcastic, right? We can get there if we feel like we're not getting our way. But see, this is going to turn that around. So when you're saying thank you, when you're showing that appreciation for your husband's participation in the conversation, really be genuine about it. I just had this. I did this to my husband, and he looked. He was like, okay, no problem." But I wanted him to know, thank you for having this discussion, because he's not a talker, right? But he found some time. When I say found time, meaning he really was listening to what I needed to discuss and wanted to discuss, right? So at the end, I was like, thank you for having this discussion with me. Thank you for listening to me. And he was like, no problem. It set the tone. We didn't argue. I was able to get out what I needed to get out, right? Using those I statements, taking responsibility, all of those things. So that's why I tell you, y'all, listen, it works. It works. Okay? Just trust me, it works. So express your appreciation for your partner in the conversation. Just a simple thank you, babe. I really love, you know what, when you talking, I get chills. Oh, child, babe. You send chills through my I'm trying to tell you, it works. It works. I'm trying to tell you. So listen, here's your next step, because you already know I got something for you. Here's your next step. You're going to identify a shared goal in your next conflict, and you're going to discuss it over some ice cream. Yes, some ice cream, or some fruit, or a walk, or dinner, whatever you choose, whatever activity you choose, you're going to discuss this. And remember, in order to make this work, in order to build and bridge that communication gap, you must be willing to do the work. You got to do the work. Okay? You got to. So you're going to do that today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not when you get ready for your next conflict. Nope, 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 nope. You're going to do it today so you can practice these 5 short and attainable steps to bridge in the communication gap. Oh, I'm trying to tell you, it's going to work. Even if your spouse is not quite on board, it's going to work, because, again, you are modeling for your spouse. That's what we're supposed to do. We're teaching each other. Marriage is about teaching each other. You're learning from each other. Bridging that communication gap, you're doing it together. So even if your spouse is like, that's that old TV stuff, that's that old counseling stuff. Y'all know how our spouses can get that's that old therapy stuff. I ain't doing that therapy stuff. And you're like, no, baby, it's not therapy. Mm-mm. What's your and that's another conversation. You can ask your spouse, do you want to argue all the time? Do you want to, always have conflict? What's our goal? It's gonna get your spouse to think. Because I guarantee you, your spouse, they don't want to argue. Your husband, they don't want to argue. They want to be at peace. So when you bring it to them versus, we need to talk. I'm tired of talking. Da, 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 da. You know how we do. You know how we do. I'm tired of talking about the same thing. I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again. I'm trying to tell you, you try these strategies, you gonna have a good conversation. You gonna be discussing some things, and you gonna be like, "Oh, wow, you mean all this time? Because I know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm your marriage communication coach. I know some things." Okay, so listen. If you are ready, if you absolutely know that you are ready to take it to the next step, to the next level, I need you to go ahead and click that link. It's in the description. I need you to click that link for the TLC coaching offer. Guess what? It's only $777. You cannot beat that for 7 sessions. 7 sessions, right? Seven. And guess what? Some of the benefits of it, y'all know I like to customize plans, right? That means you're not going to get the same plan as me and my handsome honey. You're not going to get the same plan as Mr. and Mrs. Gotta be, right? You're not going to get that same plan. You will get a plan customized just for you. Number two, I'm yours. I am there with you throughout the process, throughout the journey. You have me, right? Continuous support and resources. Okay. And another benefit, not last, but another benefit, um, you get to the interactive workshop, the TLC Dream Board Experience. It's included in your package. Woo! It's included in your package. That is valued at $500. So you get all of that plus more in this TLC coaching offer. When I tell you, ooh, listen, you better jump on it. And if you're not quite sure, you're like, okay, I need a little bit more information, go ahead, click IamTrinetteLcollier.com and book your clarity call so that we can chit chat for about 5 to 10 minutes so you can understand that you need my services. You know you do. You know you do. Uh-huh. Because you don't like arguing. You don't. You want to bridge that communication gap between you and your boo. You do. I know what I know. I'm trying to tell you. I know these things. Okay. So make sure you go ahead, book your clarity call, and let's get this thing rolling. Okay. Let's get it rolling. It's not gonna be here long. The link is in the description. Okay. So I will see you on tomorrow. On tomorrow. Hey, I am so hey sis, how you doing? How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, I love how you and your husband were working together yesterday. Yeah, I love it, you guys. I love it. Okay. Listen, thank you so much for joining me again. If you are ready, go ahead and connect with me at IamTrinetteLcollier.com. Okay, let's get this thing rolling. So tomorrow we're going to continue this talk. We're going to continue this chat as we wind down week 2 of our 31-day journey. Yes, we are. Okay, so meet me back here tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on your YouTube and your Facebook. And yeah, let's get this thing rolling. Okay. So until tomorrow, I love you all. I really do. All right. Peace out, you guys.